Hey everyone, Happy New Year! In this video, we are going to do a digital winter leaf painting in Photoshop step by step. If you have ever wondered why so many art teachers keep telling you to practice those boring C curve and S curve line exercises, stick around to find out in today's lesson. Finally, you'll see exactly where they start to pay off, because we will use them to build a clean, elegant winter leaf. Yalla bina, let's go. As usual, you can follow along in Photoshop, Procreate, Clip Studio Paint, Krita, pretty much any digital painting software that has layers and a basic brush. I'm going with Photoshop for this tutorial. I will assume you already know the basics, how to create layers, pick a brush, use the eraser, and use transform tools like free transform or canvas rotation, the usual background layer lock to prevent accidental writing, and a separate sketch layer. I went for a neutral color instead of white for the background. I find a mid-gray or slightly cool color works great because it gives you nice contrast against your sketch. Now let's block in the main leaf. Mark 2 dots on the sketch layer, one here for the bottom where the stem will start, one right there for the tip of the leaf at the top. Draw a loose light C-shaped curve to connect those dots into the outline of the leaf. I suggest you do a few ghost passes in the air with your hand before you actually draw the line, just to feel the motion. If the line is wobbly or completely off, just undo and try again. Wobbly but close is fine, as long as it's not widely off target. Don't worry about symmetry, because real leaves are not symmetrical. One side is almost always a little larger. Next, add a little stroke for the stem. Don't be afraid to rotate the canvas to make the stroke direction feels natural to your hand and your life easier. The goal is to make the motion comfortable so your curves look confident. And now I will rotate the sketch via the free transform in Photoshop. I encourage you to flip your canvas horizontally from time to time to check if something looks off. Flipping is an excellent technique to catch weird proportions or lopsided shapes that you might not notice otherwise. Think of it as a quick fresh eyes check. Let's polish it a bit while doing so. Next, give the leaf some structure. Draw a curve down the middle of the leaf to act as the main vein. Again, rotate the canvas if drawing top to bottom feels challenging. Now let's divide the leaf into sections using dots. Place some dots along the outer edge of the leaf. Connect each outer dot to the central vein using small C curves. This will give you those nice natural leaf segments. Use the same ghost drawing trick. Sketch the curve in the air a couple of times, then commit with a confident stroke. Don't worry if the curves don't look perfect. At this stage, you're still sketching. The main goal is to capture the overall essence of the leaf, not perfection. This drawing technique is known as blocking. And now I'll go ahead and connect each two dots with a C curve like so. This is where those curve exercises really start paying off. The more you practice, The more drawing C curves like these become second nature. That's why we keep nagging you to do them for a few minutes a day, either when you wake up or as a warm-up before you start drawing. I'm not trying to be precise here, I'm just capturing the essence of the shape. Think gesture, not final art. At this stage it should look sketchy, like a first draft, and a first draft is a bit like sculpting with clay. It starts rough and shapeless, and your job is to slowly give it form and refine it. That's exactly what we are doing here, step by step, slowly but surely. Now let's refine and clean it up. Wipe off any leftover construction lines, especially where curves overlap and get messy. I'll extend the stem a bit. Redraw the central vein with one clean, confident stroke. Tweak the outline, soften bumps that feels too harsh, and add subtle shape where it feels too flat. Keep it natural. Remember, real leaves are irregular. If one half is slightly larger or one corner is sharper, that often makes it look more organic. Not wrong. Once it looks close to what you want, you should have a jagged, slightly sharp winter leaf outline with clear inner segments. Now this is a good moment to talk about those C-curve and S-curve exercises you see in fundamentals courses. If you look closely at the leaf you just drew, the outer contour is basically a series of connected C-curves. The interior veins are smaller curves connecting dots. All those simple exercises, drawing rows of C-curves and S-curves, connecting dots with smooth lines, train your hand to do exactly this. It can feel like doing push-ups for no reason, but when you sit down to draw something like this leaf, suddenly your lines are smoother, more confident, and you need less stabilization or corrections. It is just like training in a game. Your first attempts are rough, but as you repeat the same moves and challenges, you start to see the payoff. You might not notice improvement day by day, but when you compare your current line quality with what you did before practicing, the difference is huge. So if you hate those drills, totally understandable, but they really do build the foundation for clean digital line art. With that said, spend some time refining and polishing your sketch. Alright, here is how it turned out. To finish the sketch, I'll shade according to the light direction. Let's assume it's coming from the top right to bottom left. With that in mind, I'll add some light hatching here and here to build volume and make the leaf pop. Beautiful. Let's draw their berries real quick by sketching a circle over and over, moving inward while doing so, leaving a tiny blank spot in the center for that glossy highlight. These are called holly berries, and you definitely don't want to eat them because holly berries are poisonous. You don't want your pet to chew on it for sure. When you are satisfied with the sketch, let's turn it into clean line art. Create a new layer above the sketch and name it line art. Lock the sketch layer so you do not accidentally draw on it. Pick a hard, round or other solid brush. Opacity and flow, make sure they are both 100%. Avoid textures or dynamics for now. Keep it simple. If the brush settings feel messed up, right click and reset the tool to defaults. Dial down the sketch layer opacity until it looks like it's under a tracing paper. Turn on brush smoothing or stabilization. Start around 40 to 60% I would say. Now zoom out a bit so you can see more of the leaf and start tracing your sketch. Use long, confident strokes where possible instead of lots of tiny, scratchy lines. If a stroke goes wrong, undo and redraw rather than trying to fix it with 1,000 micro corrections. And this is not the time to shy away from rotating and flip the canvas while inking to get the most comfortable stroke direction, as this is quite a sensitive process. Ignore the comments, they don't work for game studios, so they are in no position to lecture you about what digital painting technique to employ. Speaking of techniques, ideally you want to go for vector level precision. You could do this with the pen tool within Photoshop or either in Illustrator or Inkscape using Bezier curves. If you are following along with me in Krita, perfect. Assistance tool is king. If you are not familiar with it, look it up and thank me later. It's a drawing weapon. But this is beyond the scope of this lesson. I'm sticking to freehand line art to keep it simple. There is not much to explain from here, so I will stay quiet and focus on the inking. I'm leaving the video at full speed so you can work along with me if you like, with some chill background music to keep things pleasant. Feel free to speed it up or skip to the final result if you're confident inking on your own. Either way, I'll catch you in a bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching the process so far, but at this rate this video is going to run for too long, I'm afraid. It's past the 15-minute mark already. Things are going to get pretty repetitive from here. It's mainly tracing, nothing new to explain. You already know the drill by now. So, I will fast forward through the rest. As a little challenge, try finishing your version on your own or slow the playback if you like to follow along in real time. And we're done. Now that I'm going to do is duplicate these elements and arrange them around the canvas using various transform techniques in Photoshop, such as rotating, scaling, flipping all. I will also non-destructively erase any intersecting lines using the layer mask technique, but I won't discuss the details as I made it clear. I am assuming you're already familiar with these basic digital painting techniques. This is not a full digital painting course, it's a focused line art tutorial. Now it's your turn. You've got the building blocks, the leaves, and the holly berries. Here is your challenge. Go ahead and have fun with them. Duplicate, arrange, and transform them to see what compositions you can create. Maybe arrange them in a circular wreath pattern. Try positioning 2 leaves against each other with a few berries scattered between. If you are feeling adventurous, draw a branch and attach these elements to create your own holly sprig. Play around with it, experiment, get creative, and most importantly, have fun. When you're done, I would love to see what you have created. Share your work in the Discord server. The QR code is right here on the video. Just point your phone at it and scan to join immediately. The link is also in the description box below. I'll be there to give you feedback. It's a brand new server, so you'll have to excuse the emptiness for now, but I am active there and I'm building it up, so come join the community. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more free digital painting lessons like this. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video.